Between 1962 and 1964, 13 women were brutally strangled across Boston and its surrounding communities. Albert DeSalvo confessed to these heinous crimes, becoming known as the Boston Strangler. Yet, decades later, DNA evidence from 2013 cast a profound shadow of doubt over his guilt in every case, suggesting a far more complex truth. This evidence reignited a chilling question: was DeSalvo truly the sole killer? The early 1960s in Boston saw an escalating wave of terror. Single women living alone became targets of an unknown assailant, prompting widespread panic across the city. Each discovery of a new victim deepened the pervasive fear, turning locked doors and drawn curtains into desperate rituals. The bustling streets of Boston seemed to hold an invisible threat, chilling everyday life. The victims, ranging from their early 20s to their 80s, represented a cross-section of society. They were found in their apartments, often with no signs of forced entry, leaving police baffled and the public gripped by anxiety. Local newspapers ran lurid headlines, tracking the growing body count and fueling public speculation about a phantom killer. This era became defined by the hunt for the elusive figure plaguing the city. The modus operandi was grimly consistent. Victims were strangled, often with their own stockings. Without clear forensic leads or eyewitnesses, investigators struggled to connect the individual cases decisively. The police pursued numerous theories and suspects, combing through countless files and interviews in a desperate effort to catch the perpetrator. Fear continued to mount as the killer seemed to vanish into the shadows after each attack. Then, in 1964, Albert DeSalvo, already incarcerated for other offenses, began to confess. He detailed aspects of the crimes with chilling specificity, recounting events that only the killer would know. These confessions, initially to fellow inmates, were later corroborated by attorney F. Lee Bailey. The authorities, under immense public pressure, began to believe they had found their man, bringing a tentative sense of relief to the populace. Despite the confession, DeSalvo was never formally tried for the Strangler murders. He was instead convicted on separate charges of sexual assault. His admissions, however, solidified his image in the public consciousness as the Boston Strangler. Newspaper archives from the period show a collective sigh of relief, as if the city could finally close this terrifying chapter. For decades, his guilt was largely accepted as historical fact, yet inconsistencies plagued DeSalvo's confessions, raising doubts even at the time. He sometimes misremembered details or contradicted earlier statements, fueling skepticism among investigators and journalists. The lack of a clear psychological profile for a single killer, combined with the geographical spread of the crimes, also hinted at a more complex scenario. These discrepancies remained quiet whispers for many years, unexamined by official bodies. The true twist arrived in 2013, when forensic scientists extracted DNA from evidence preserved from the final victim, Mary Sullivan. This DNA definitively linked Albert DeSalvo to her murder, a powerful vindication for investigators on that specific case. However, subsequent testing revealed that his DNA was not present at the scenes of the other 12 Boston Strangler victims. This crucial finding shattered the long-held belief of a single perpetrator. The revelation of the DNA evidence forced a re-evaluation of the entire Boston Strangler narrative. It suggested that while DeSalvo was indeed a killer, he may have only been responsible for Mary Sullivan's death. This dramatically reopened the cold cases of other victims, implying that their true killer, or killers, may have walked free. The shadow of unresolved violence once again fell across these long-closed files. The Boston Strangler case, once considered solved, now stands as a stark reminder of judicial fallibility and the enduring power of forensic science. While one victim received a measure of truth, the identities of 12 other perpetrators remain obscured by time and uncertainty. The streets of Boston still echo with a spectral question. Who truly murdered all those women in the early 1960s? What dark secrets do those cold cases still hold?